Hello, my name's Neon Black. Do your friends call you a furry on a constant or semi-frequent basis? Do you get extreme brain stimulation from fast-moving neon colors on a screen? Do you listen to horribly produced and written butt rock music on a decently average basis and try to get your friends to listen to it as well? Well, if you suffer from at least two of the above listed causes, you probably have the sonic autism. But that's okay, because I also have the sonic autism. My friends bully me a lot. I myself suffer from the sonic autism. And if you didn't know, the link between Sonic the Hedgehog addiction and autism go hand in hand. It's actually part of why I'm standing in front of a green screen right now, but instead of using chroma key, I'm simply just taking PNGs and putting them over to where I point my hand. In today's video, we're gonna go over my top 25 favorite Sonic levels, because I am a Sonic fan who, at my core, is actually autistic. You see, I love Sonic Lost World. I didn't mind Forces. In fact, I think that the storybook series is amazing. Can you believe that? In all seriousness, I am the embodiment of a real coping Sonic fan. See, look, I bought this Shadow plushie. I love all the Sonic games, except for Rivals. We don't talk about that one. But I love Sonic 06. I love Sonic Lost World. I even enjoyed Forces. I mean, I loved creating an OC to just insert into the world of Sonic and become best friends with him. I mean, that's like my autistic dream come true. Let's be honest. So let's hop into my top 25 favorite Sonic levels. I have some extremely hot takes. Spoiler alert, City Escape's not where you thought it would be. I don't know. I needed an intro for this. On to the autism rant.
Starting at number 25, we have Camelot Castle from Sonic with a motherfucking sword. This is one of Sega's best ideas ever, paired with two of Sega's worst ideas ever. Putting Sonic in an entirely motion control based game and having the entire game on rails. I'm going to touch base on both of those really quickly. Number one, having a Sonic game on rails is such a bad idea because most of what makes these games good is being able to explore and play the level in your own way and kind of just being able to replay it multiple times, finding these new routes, finding new ways to approach things. And I want to highly stress that I think a lot of Sonic games that aren't this game suffer from this. Even though this game is literally on rails, you can only take one path and you're set to that. I think Sonic Adventure 2 suffers from this as well. And what I mean by that is, okay, there's this path. How do I approach this path? There's a couple different ways I can approach this path, and depending on how I approach it, I might save 5 to 10 seconds, who knows, right? That's cool, but what I really enjoy in these games is, oh, look, I found a whole new path to take, as opposed to the one I've taken the past 10 times trying to save X amount of time on my run. I think the exploration and the different ways you can actually play Sonic levels is when they really shine. And this game and a lot of other games kind of suffer from the, oh, how do I approach this path rather than how do I find a new path? That being said, this game is literally on rails, but I really, really enjoy it. There's not a lot of levels in this game that play like traditional Sonic stages. A lot of the levels are kind of like, for example, Camelot Castle, which you guys are seeing right now. There's this one, and then there's a lot of missions kind of bled into like fragments of this stage that you'll play through. And there's this one, and there's a couple others where you play through the whole level in a casual Sonic way. But I do gotta say that, like, it kind of sucks that there's not a lot of them, because I do really enjoy just running around with a sword and slashing through enemies as Sonic. It's cool. It pleases my brain. But this level has a lot of highlights, like the one you're watching right now, where you hit the rope arrow thing and you're grinding down it. The section where you stick your sword into the wall and you're kind of like fighting as you drop from the wall. A lot of highlights in this level, and probably my favorite level in Sonic and the Black Knight. I recorded 40 levels for this video, and I had to narrow it down, so a lot of work went into this. If you had told childhood me that Sky Canyon would have made one of my favorite Sonic levels of all time, I probably would have had some choice gamer words for you. Because this level was literally some of the worst memories I have of playing Sonic game as a child. Actually, some of my worst memories in childhood, because Jesus fucking Christ, this level as an 8-year-old is not easy. Sky Canyon is from Sonic Advance 2. A game that holds a special place in my heart, because this was my very first Sonic game. The thing with Sonic Advance 2 is it has a trick system, and this trick system allows you to access secret paths and save time on your runs, but in Sky Canyon, you need to use the tricks to complete the run in general. Especially when you're playing as Sonic, because Sonic can't fly and doesn't have any abilities, and I obviously was playing as Sonic most of the time. And if you don't know these tricks and you're not using them properly, which I wasn't, you're just gonna die almost immediately. One of the first ones you saw was at the very beginning when you make the first jump. You have to kind of hit that trick so that you can take the path to complete the level properly. If you don't, you have to properly time a trick when you go off this ramp, and if you don't, you will just die. So a lot of my time playing this level as a kid was about 30 seconds in, I'm dead, and I lose all my lives, and I have to restart, and I game rage, and I scream, and my mom's yelling at me, and then she takes my Game Boy away, and then I can't play my Game Boy, and I'm not happy. The reason that this level has made my list now is I've been going back and playing Sonic Advance 2, because I go back and play this game kind of frequently, and learning how to make these tricks and doing it over all this time, I've kind of grown. It's like, what's it called when, like, you're kidnapped and like you love your captor, like you start feeling like you like them, like you're friends with them. It's kind of that. I spent so long in this level learning all the routes and all the tricks and the proper timing that, like, I don't know, like, I like this level now. I like Act 1 more than I like Act 2, but I still, I don't know what it is. Something about Sky Canyon I really like now. It's still challenging, but I've learned enough of it where it's like, okay, I can have fun playing this level now. It's not just a complete bitch to run through. Yeah, I don't know, not a crazy amount to say about this level, but Sky Canyon has grown on me a lot. And Sonic Advance 2 is one of the best examples I can use for a game that has multiple different paths you can take. I think that's something a lot of the 2D levels kind of excel with, but this game does a really good job. Can you tell by these incredibly fast load times that I'm playing Sonic Colors Ultimate on the Switch? I played Sonic Colors for the first time as what you're seeing. Like, I played it on the Switch. I never had a Wii growing up, so my first experience with this game was Colors Ultimate. And I've heard this game get a lot of fucking hate, but I really fucking enjoy it. Tropical Resort Act 3 in particular, this level's so cool, like with the slides, and you can, like, look at this man. He's speedy as fuck. This level's super fucking cool. I don't have crazy amounts to say about it. I mean, it's Sonic Colors. You're running around at high speed, basically playing the day stages of Unleashed, but with cool Wisp colors. I've heard people talk shit about the Wisps if they don't like them, but I love the Wisps and what they add to the gameplay. I think this little gimmick was just like, I mean, it sometimes it overstays its welcome, especially when, like, you have to replay multiple levels using multiple different Wisps. But I think that overall, like, some of the wisps are really cool, and they add, like, cool options throughout the levels. This level in particular is the one where you do your boss rush, or the rival rush, whatever the fuck it's called, against Metal Sonic. And, like, I don't know, it just looks really pretty. I like the flashing lights. Autism go burr. It's super great. Sonic Colors in general is a game that I had a lot of fun with, and I didn't really mind the transition between 2D to 3D. We'll get a little bit more into that later into the list, because there's another level that would have made it much higher if not for the 2D transition. But, like, right now, like, what you're seeing, like, I think it's fine. I think it's just adding some platforming, and you can still use your speed, and I don't have a crazy amount to say about this level. I just think it looks pretty, and it's kind of fun to play through, you know? That's it. That's it. Cool level. Tropical Resort, Act 3. Let's go. Remember how I said later in the list? Well, it turns out we're here now. Look at this. I want you to look at something. You see this? Look at this intro. Look at this grass. Look at this cool forest-like place. You ready? You ready? Ready? Smash through the gate. Now I'm like speeding and drifting on some quarter pipes. Like, what is straight out of like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. This is fucking amazing. Giant loop-de-loop. Planet Wisp is an amazing level. The music goes so hard. The 3D sections go so hard. But then we hit those 2D sections, and this level just flops so heavily. Like, I'm talking, look at how amazing this looks. And then all of a sudden, you get this shit. And everything just comes to a slow, and it's very dull, and there's not a lot really going on. Like, I like 2D sections of Sonic levels, even when it's the transition between 2D and 3D. I mean, Generations did that so well, except for their Planet Wisp level, which didn't make the list, so I guess I can just say that sucked ass. The wisps in this level aren't super present, and I don't know if that made me like it more or less. I just wish that the 2D sections of this level were really good. Like, you're looking at like one of the only really cool ones right here, where you can kind of like use that dash to go up. Like, you get up and then you can use it again to kind of go over. The 2D sections are just so weak, man, and it hurts to say, because I like the scenery, the aesthetic of this level, the music of this level, everything is just so good. And I think all of the 3D sections go super hard and are really great, and I feel like the moment the 2D sections come up, I like lose interest in this level, and it hurts, because Planet Wisp is so great. And I remember the very first time that song came on and I saw that intro, I was like, yo, this goes hard. It's right about here that I lose the interest. Like, I'm probably gonna die, because I remember playing through it and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I didn't like about the level. Pain. Oh look, there I died, just there. I was like, let's just speed through it. Yeah, number 22, Planet Wisp. That's all I have to say. I'm depressed from how bad these sections are. Why is it that Shadow the Hedgehog only has 4 levels in all of SA2? That's like a war crime. Like, that's definitely a war crime. The Shadow the Hedgehog levels in SA2 are arguably the best levels in SA2. Not only because you're playing a Shadow who's cool as shit, but also just, like, so much fun. I mean, I know he's literally just Sonic, but, like, so much fun. I had, like, a back and forth with myself. I was like, what level do I like more, White Jungle or Green Jungle? And I basically gave it to this one just because it's like, I think this level has more speed going for it, and like although I feel like Sonic's has like more obstacles, I feel like they're kind of tedious, especially that part at the end where like everything's like crumbling and you kind of just gotta like bounce yourself to the goal ring. I mean, that's cool, and I like Green Jungle. I think it's a cool level, but I just like this one more. I also really like playing as Shadow. Maybe it's because we don't get to do that very often, but look at this. Look at this. Man swinging up, doing his thing. I really like this level. I don't have a crazy amount to say because it's essentially just like Green Jungle, just in my opinion a bit better. I also like the fact that there's not a lot of grinding in this level, because grinding in SA2, hot take, is garbage. Hot garbage. I think the balancing system was the worst thing they could have implemented. Like, it just makes it very slow, and like, just don't do that. I think that's why they got rid of it in later games, because it's like, it's not awesome. I really like White Jungle. I think the Shadow stages are the best in all of SA2. We're definitely going to see another one, so, you know, it is what it is. White Jungle. Honestly, just good level all around. There are a lot of people who do not like Sonic Lost World, but would you believe me if I told you that I love Sonic Lost World? I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is the only level that makes the list. That being said, I thoroughly enjoy this game. It's a different experience, okay? Mario Galaxy clone, sure, great, whatever. But bro, this game's so good. Like, it slows Sonic down, it gives a different pace, you get the parkour. I do wish the parkour was a bit more fleshed out, but like, Sonic Lost World goes hard, man. I don't care what anyone says. This game is pretty damn good. This zone in particular is on the list because look at this, bro. I'm Sonic cosplaying as Link. It's really fucking cool. You get cameos from Link, the Gorons. It's still a zone, but it does have like open world elements. Like, it's kind of a tiny little sandbox you can run around. The main goal is to run around, gather the chest, get some hearts. The rubies become animals. And then based off of all the hearts / rupees you get a big score, and then you get like an item that you can use in the other levels, whether it be a wisp or something else, because this game has like the item chest. I think, bro, this level's really slept on, and like the highly unfortunate part about it is it is a DLC, so a lot of people haven't experienced it, either A, because they just don't like Sonic Lost World and didn't bother downloading it, or like the other reason being like I don't think it was super hyped up. I don't know, I got my Wii U extremely late and I mainly got it for this game. I don't know, I really like Sonic Lost World and I really like this fucking level. I think they fucking, like, they did such a good job here. Everything about this level goes hard. You end it with like Sonic gathering the Triforce, so that's some great lore. We love that. Yeah, bro, this level's super sick, and motherfuckers need to stop hating on Sonic Lost World because it goes hard. We have arrived at the easiest level to A rank in all of Sonic Adventure 2. I don't know if that's true. I'm just throwing shade at a couple of my friends who can't A rank it because I can. No, Metal Harbor is one of the few levels that I feel like doesn't completely hold you to rails. Obviously, it's still kind of, you know, do what it is. But, like, right here, you can take this instead of going all the way around. You can use, like, your jumps and shit to, like, kind of cut through other places of the stage. But I do feel like I have a bit more freedom in this level, which is cool because, like I said before, Sonic Adventure 2 doesn't have a lot of freedom as far as the levels go. This level's really cool. I like the aesthetic, like the boat or the whatever the fuck, like just like on the water connected to the prison island or whatever. It's a cool level. I really enjoy the ending where you get back on the board, or I guess you're riding a piece of metal because Sonic's just crafty as hell, whatever you want to call it. I really like Metal Harbor. I thought it was gonna place higher, but it didn't. So, you know, go get your A ranks. touchy subject here. My favorite Sonic game of all time is Sonic Frontiers. And I think it's Sonic Frontiers for just about everything other than the levels. The levels can get dull because Sonic's moveset isn't really designed to make the levels super awesome. Most games use Sonic's moveset to because he's playing through the levels, but in this one I feel like it was more catered towards the open world, which isn't a bad thing, but like what you're seeing right now is I'm using the spin dash, which isn't something you unlock until after you've done all the bonus missions in the DLC. There are still a couple good levels that make the list, but not as many as I would have thought. If you use the spin dash in the cyberspace levels, you can literally break the game. This one in particular, I have broken so many times on this loop. Like, I'll use the fucking spin dash and I get caught and it just freezes, and I don't know. This level in particular made the list because it's just cool to like kind of use your jumps and kind of skip a bunch of stuff. But there's a lot better levels for it. And also, I can complete all these levels in under a minute, so I really had to not use skips so that I had time to talk about this level. Let's acknowledge this sick S rank I got and move on. Okay, before you say it, before you freak out and you say, why is the best Sonic level of all time only number 17 and didn't even make the top 10? I just want to say, hold your rage, we'll get there. Much later in the video. City Escape will have another high mention in the video. I do enjoy this level. I think it's really great. I think the board section shouldn't have ended there. And, okay. I enjoy City Escape. I know people are already like, what the fuck, this kid, no, he's wrong, no, City Escape's so good, blah, blah, blah. No, copium, okay? It's a really good level, and I've probably played this level, like, over 1,000 times easily. I probably played this level, like, just 1,000 times to listen to the song when I was a kid, okay? City Escape is a really good level, and I think that something that Sonic games do really well is kind of teach you how to play the whole game from the first level, and I think this game does a pretty good job of that, whether it's like learning how to control Sonic or the rails, just jumping. Like, I do think City Escape is a really good level. Like I said, we will get into why it's here later. But listen, we've all played SA2. It's broken as hell. Like, look right here. I'm gonna do this. I light dashed that, and it didn't work because the game's fucking broken, okay? If you truly do believe that this is like the best Sonic level of all time, you are on some hella coke. They've made better. And we will touch base on that. Specifically City Escape, okay? Just let me land here, okay? I like City Escape. I'm not a fake fan. This level's really good. It did make the list. Just simmer down, okay? I couldn't tell you whether or not it's extreme nostalgia or if because I'm a musician, but Music Plant is just such a good fucking level. This was my first Sonic game, and this was the first level that posed a challenge for me back at like 8 or 9 years old, whenever the fuck I got this. I was in grade 2. But Music Plant's just so good. Look at the colors. Like, it's just so awesome. And I know this is irrelevant towards the video, but it still holds up so good on Game Boy Advance. Like, I think it controls and just feels a lot better on Game Boy Advance. All the footage you're seeing right here was recorded off my Wii U, because I have the Wii U version of it to record. But I think something about Music Plant, like, the music is just on point. Like, the colors, the neon blitz, again, probably the autism talking, but, like, I love Music Plant. And, like, I'm a musician, so I think, like, something about that kind of makes it speak to me more now. Like, I love this level. Like, the background with the instruments kind of, like, moving as you're moving. the tricks again in this level are like, that's something again too with Sonic Advance 2 that I find so cool, is like you can save yourself and get back on path using tricks. You can find different routes to take, and again, this level is so open-ended. Like, there's multiple different paths you can take. There's, if you fall and you hit one of the lower levels, like it's you can still make it back, you can still get a decent time. And this was the first level that actually started introducing like a decent amount of pitfalls. This is world number 3, and there's 2 acts of it, each one getting like a little progressively more difficult with pitfalls and stuff. So I think this was like a good time to introduce like the difficulty spike. Yeah, I don't know, I really like Music Plant. Like, when you hit the springs, you have like different animations than you would in the rest of the world. I have such great feelings for this level. Like, I know I've said before, I don't know much to say about this level, but I still like it. No, I have so much to say about Music Plant that I cannot fit it all in the recording time of this. Music Plant is great. I'm honestly surprised it only made 16 when I was going through everything, because god fucking damn, I love this level. It's just so pretty and great, and I remember playing it as a kid, and it's so awesome. I fucking love this level. I'm gonna stop there because it'll just be a lot of me fucking gassed up over how amazing this is. Windmill Isle from Sonic Unleashed. I'm gonna make 2 points before we get into like the actual my feelings on this level. 1, I've never played the HD version of Sonic Unleashed. For 2 reasons. 1, this is the one I played growing up. I actually had it on PlayStation 2, and I didn't know there was a difference. And number 2, when I went to say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it, I did some research, and bro, that game barely fucking runs on the systems it's out for. I know I could get it on Xbox One and play it at like 60 FPS, but like, what? I don't have an Xbox. I'm a PlayStation kid. Like, release it for PS4 and maybe I will. And I also don't play, like, I'm a console gamer. I don't fuck around with my PC. That's for music and video editing and like work related shit. So yeah. But also, in my research, I found out that Sonic Unleashed HD for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 and I guess Xbox One, they suffer from that on-rails experience. The whole thing with it is you're more trying to react to obstacles in real time, which is cool. I actually like that. But this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. There are multiple different paths and routes you can take and discover through playing this. In fact, just through the time that this level's been playing, I've already taken like 3 or 4 different ones. And I've already passed a couple and missed a couple. Like, just there, I just took one. You can take either path, and they both lead you through different obstacles, and one's more difficult, and you might fall. And like, there's another one that it just led up to that one. This game did so much. Sonic Unleashed for the Wii, or as some call it, Sonic Unleashed, has, like, the whole thing with this was they made more open-ended levels. To make up for the graphics quality and whatever, they added so much to these levels to make them more explorable and re-explorable, and I just think that this is one of the best fucking Sonic games of all goddamn time. Like, Sonic Unleashed is so slept on, and if you've only played the PS3 or Xbox version or the one on Xbox One, you need to go back and play this version of Sonic Unleashed. It is fucking amazing, and I cannot give it enough glory. Windmill Isle is the lowest on the list of these levels, but we're going to be seeing more Sonic Unleashed gameplay and levels because I fucking love this game. I have spent so many hours in this game, and I have nothing but praise to say about it. Let's not talk about the Werehog. Moving on. Let's get into another backstory. So the very first Sonic game I ever got and played was Sonic Advance 2. The second Sonic game I ever got my hands on was Sonic Adventure 1. but I didn't like it because I was too retarded to figure out how to start the first level, because I was used to this. You just press it and you play the level. I didn't realize all I had to do was walk to the beach and I could be playing Emerald Coast, so I didn't play that game until much later. But the third Sonic game I ever got my hands on was Sonic Battle. But that doesn't have levels in it, and although I liked it, we're going to pretend that the third Sonic game I ever got was Sonic Advance 3. This game is fucking sick, and the first level, which you're looking at right now, is in a city. It's the first 2D Sonic to do that shit, and it's so fucking cool, and I praise it so much. The difference between Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic Advance 3 is that Sonic Advance 2 heavily relies on the trick system. Sonic Advance 3, although having a trick system, is much less important and less incorporated, and it more relies on your partner. You play as two different characters. You have the character you're actually playing as, and then you have your partner character. In this case, for the gameplay, you see I have Sonic and Tails. Each partner you pick gives your character a different ability on how they play, but also you can hold the R button and then you can get abilities from them. In this case, if I hold Tails and then I let go, I'll get a crazy high jump, and if I jump and then I press the button and then I release the button, he'll hold me while I fly. Super cool, and a great way to traverse through different levels. The replayability of this game comes from picking different teams and then going back and like figuring out what you can do in that level. I remember as a kid, like something that I would do with these levels is I would like pick different teams and characters later in the game and then realize, oh, I could probably do this in this level, and then like you go back to try it, and that just keeps happening. Like I praise this game so much because it was the perfect upgrade to Sonic Advance 2. I love Sonic Advance 2 probably more than I like this game, but I think this was definitively a better upgrade, and I think the level design in a lot of cases is better. I really like this game, and I really like this level. I guarantee you there's at least one more level from this game. But yeah, Sonic Advance 3, if you haven't played this hidden gem, go fucking do it. It's really fucking good. Like, I think 2D Sonic is really fucking good, and the Advance series is highly slept on. Like the mechanics and the physics of this game are fucking perfect, and each game, aside the first one, has a really cool, I want to say, gimmick to it. Like 2 with the trick system, this with the partner slash kind of, the trick system is still there, it's just heavily nerfed and not as important. But I don't know, I think these levels and these games are really good and highly slept on. So if you haven't played the Sonic Advance series, definitely go, fuck it, emulate it. I don't give a fuck. Did you know how surprising it is to mod your Wii U and get this game on it? I'm just gonna come out and say it. Hot take incoming. This is the best level in all of Sonic Adventure. I don't care what anybody says. This is the coolest fucking shit ever. You are introduced to Shadow just ripping through a highway, just fucking being like, yo, you thought only Sonic could do this shit? Nah, bro, I'm more edgy, and I'm at some point I'm gonna find a damn 4th Chaos Emerald. Bro, this level's so fucking cool. The structure of it is so awesome. You can actually use skips in this level. Granted, they're not intentional by the developer skips, but they're there, and you can do it, which kind of makes it feel like you have option and control. This level is so fucking cool, and the music goes so hard that I actually, small plug here, made a, like, not a remix, I made a song heavily inspired by this song and put it on my last EP. Go check it out. It's called Radical Freeway, Falling into Cyberspace. Dude, this level is, I would replay the shit out of this level as a kid. I like City Escape, don't get me wrong, but this one, bro, Radical Highway is the fucking most badass shit. Like, look at this shit. This shit's exploding. They're trying to kill this man. He don't give a shit, bro. He's like, bro, I'm out of here. I'm doing my thing. I'm the ultimate life form. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. Soon to be Keanu Reeves. Let's fucking go. Let's get it, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Come at me, robots. I'll fuck you up. Bro. Radical Highway, it's so good. Like, the level design, like, the little things you can do, the hidden things in this level, the cuts. This was just done so well, and I wish that more levels in Sonic Adventure 2 were more like this level. Like, there's elements of grinding that are optional. There's these cool, like, high-risen paths you can take that kind of make it faster. I do feel like I have freedom when I'm playing this level. And, like, look, I just fell from there, and now I'm stuck taking the slow route, but I can still work my way back to getting, like, an A rank and back to being fast. Like, these are the things I like in a Sonic game. Dude, fucking, this level's so good, and I wish that every level was like this in Sonic Adventure 2, but they're sadly not, and that is what it is, I guess. I have love in my heart for this, and we love Shadow, okay? Shadow goes hard, and so do all of his levels. I'll give you guys a little bit of cope. So, I told you guys Sonic Frontiers is my favorite Sonic game, and that's 100% true. And one of the reasons why is the music in this game took such a pivotal direction. I'm an EDM producer, mainly dubstep, and bros, the bass drop in this song, holy fuck. Like, it was songs like this that inspired me to write a Sonic inspired EP and make that like a project that I put like a year into. Bro, this soundtrack goes so incredibly hard, and I'm not even gonna fucking lie right now. This level made it this high on the list because of how hard this song goes, bro. Like, man, like, it just drops so fucking heavy. Like, what? Like, who went, yo, you know what? Yo, Sonic's like gonna just have crazy dubstep and drum and bass. I don't know who did that, but I commend them because god damn it, I think it suits the series so damn well. Man. And then also like the boarding section, like it is like that mixed with the music. Like right here you're gonna see, ooh, I'm on a skateboard. I'm super cool. Like, what? Awesome. This is what SA2 should have done, is have just more random sections with the board that they introduced. Again, I can complete these levels really fast, and I tried not to take the cuts because I think my time on this one is like 42 seconds. So yeah, let's just appreciate this S rank and move on. Do you guys remember when I told you that I didn't play Sonic Advance for like a little while after I got it? Well, yeah, I got it when I was like 10 or 11 years old and just couldn't fucking figure it out, so I never played it until last year. Last year was the first time I beat and properly played through Sonic Adventure. Let me tell you how fucking disappointed I was with childhood me when I saw this shit. Like, my guy, this is everything I wanted a Sonic game to be when I was a kid. And, man, this is amazing. Like, dude, look at this high-speed, crazy shit. He's running down a totally realistic highway right now. This was definitely the inspiration for Radical Highway for Shadow the Hedgehog, except just better. The physics in this game are way better than they are in SA2. Like, to use the spin dash in SA2, you have to stop moving, which is such a pace killer. This is just like, go, and you're there. It's awesome. And also, I think that this level kind of inspired the running down the wall section of City Escape, except in this game, it was done properly. That's a whole section that you actually, like, walk through and, like, run through, and, like, there's obstacles, and, like, you have control over it. And, like, this is kind of unrelated, but, like, I love talking about Sonic. I don't really consider, like, SA1 to be, like, modern Sonic. His sprite still looks a little too similar to, like, the chubby, old-school, classic Sonic, which isn't a bad thing. I love that version of Sonic. I feel like this is, like, in his middle phase where he was, like, learning the honing attack and, like, getting all that shit done. That's completely irrelevant. I think that this stage is like, this is peak. The only reason that this didn't make the top 10 is because the last part of the stage, because it's divided into 3, the last part is kind of lackluster because we get this like crazy running through everything and like all this cool whatever, and then it just kind of ends on like running through the city and there's like less speed, and I don't know, it just kind of didn't hold up to the rest of the level. But this is how to do Sonic properly. This is insane. Like I love this. This part right here is what I'm talking about when I say this is why it didn't exactly get to the top 10, but this is still peak. I do still enjoy this. But all that being said, I do love this level and I love this game, and damn, they did this shit right. God damn, boy. Okay, this right here, this shit right fucking here is why City Escape was ranked 17, and this is in my top 10. This does everything that I wanted City Escape to do. Like, bro, this is, playing this now is what playing City Escape as a kid felt like, except you get more tricks. Look at it, I'm grinding. You have an extended board section, which is like, bro, like the whole thing with City Escape is you're on the board. This is insanely epic. Like, my guy, look at this shit. I'm like jumping around, doing like crazy flips and grabs, and like this thing, it's just so extended and there's so much to do, and there's multiple different paths you can take on the board. I'm taking this one, but there's like multiple different ways you can traverse the city well on the board, and like depending on which way you go, there's different tricks you can do, different rails you can hit. Bro, this is fucking peak, man. Like, bro, this did City Escape so well. And like, the actual stage itself, past this, is just done so properly. Listen, I know there's gonna be people who are not happy with me saying that this is way better than the original, but the original doesn't have shit on this version of the level. Like, on top of everything else, we also have Boost. The Boost gameplay is some of my favorite in Sonic. Like, this is peak. This is absolutely peak. This is my City Escape. The only thing that I will say that this has nothing on in the original is the original song is light years better than this song. I think they probably should have just kept the original song on. And this is Sonic Generations. There's a classic Sonic version of this too, and I think that the song in that one actually was a lot better than this one. Yeah, this is fucking peak, guys. I don't even know what to say. I love this version of City Escape. I've actually run through it so many times. I remember trying to get that S rank. I spent probably like 3 hours just learning all the different paths and everything I could do to like maximize score, and just, bro, Sonic Generations hit on so many different levels. I honestly, truly believe the only level that Sonic Generations flopped on was Planet Wisp, because yeah, and to be fair, they didn't have a lot to work with. Like I said in the Planet Wisp, that we looked at it before, it was those 2D sections that really held it back, and I mean, Sonic Generations had the opportunity to fix that and add more to those 2D sections, but they just didn't. But this steps everything from City Escape up from like a 10 to like a 15. Look at this gun truck. He's coming out here with saws. He's like really out here. You're boosting down, like, bro, this section, every section of this new City Escape is just, it's perfect. And it's why, as like, if somebody hasn't played this, I can understand, but like, if you've played this, how do you not think this is better than original City Escape? Bro, this is amazing. This is like one of the best levels in all of Sonic history. We're in the top 10 now, and all these levels are amazing, but like, bro, this one has a special spot in my heart just for like how hard it slapped. They did not need to go this hard for us, and they just did. Man, top 10, City Escape, man. Leaf Forest, was the very first level of Sonic I ever played in my whole life. I got the game, I put it into my Game Boy, I fired it up, and this is what popped up on my screen, and it was my very first introduction to Sonic. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that's not why it's this high up on the list, but this level is super, super solid. Both acts, Act 1 and 2. They just go so hard. Like I said before, Sonic Advance 2 relies on a trick system, and this level doesn't have any pitfalls that will kill you, but it has a lot of pitfalls that will take you out of being on the fastest track. It's extremely open-ended. There's multiple different ways you can play the level and finish the level, but the tricks play a strategic role here, because you can use a trick and get to the higher thing, but then 2 seconds later there'll be a pitfall. And what it comes down to, especially with this level, is playing it enough times to remember everything. And I know you could say that about a lot of Sonic levels, but I'm not joking when I say that this level has, like, I think it's 7 or 8 different layers to it, which ends up being a lot when you, like, get through to play it and you try to learn them all. So remembering what's what, if you're not taking the exact same route every single time, isn't the easiest thing in the world. And the trick system here is implemented so perfectly. I think it's... Funny enough, it's probably the best version or the best level to implement tricks into, because there's no pitfalls, because it's kind of them trying to teach you how to play everything. You kind of get a grasp for how you're supposed to use the tricks, and like the difficulty spike on, there's very easy ones to pull off, and then there's more difficult ones where, yeah, you might pull a trick, but you need proper timing. Also, rails in this game are a little bit broken, so landing on the rail perfectly isn't the easiest thing. So timing your tricks is super, super important to not only get the best time, but make sure you want to stay on the track you're taking. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is a flawless game, but this is one of my favorite levels of all time in any Sonic game. And sure, probably nostalgia has something to do with that, but Leaf Forest has such a place in my heart, and I fucking love this level and this fucking game, but this level in particular is something I always come back to. If you lived in North America, and as a child you went to McDonald's, that was probably your first experience with Sonic Heroes. It was my first experience with Sonic Heroes, and I'm not gonna lie, that might be why it's here. I have played through this level of Sonic Heroes, I don't even know how many times. Honestly, maybe more times than I've played through Leaf Forest. I didn't have this game until like 3 years after it came out, but like, bro, this level is so fucking iconic. And I don't know if it's because like McDonald's was like my happy place as a child, and like this was like maybe rooted in that memory, but the first level of Sonic Heroes goes so fucking hard. Now, this game has a curse that a bunch of Sonic games suffer from. I call it the first level's the best syndrome, because every other fucking level in this game is mediocre at best. And I mean that with like the most love in my heart, because even though this is my only level that I like actually really like in this game, this is still one of my favorite Sonic games. That's how you know I'm a real fan, because I fucks with this game. I play through the rest of the game, even though I'm not a super huge fan of it, but like, bro, this game goes fucking hard. Like, I love this game. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. It just goes so great, and the music goes so fucking hard too. This level in particular, again, does a really, like, I think a lot of Sonic games do this, where they kind of, like, teach you how to play within the first level, but they do that by making all the gameplay super rewarding. So, like, if you switch to the character you're supposed to switch to at the right time, and you get that bonus, it's like that hit of dopamine of, like, oh, I did that, I don't know, like, it just does that really fucking well. I also like the fact that I get to play as Knuckles, and I guess Tails too. I don't really like the flight like, that's a whole different thing. But, like, I like the fact that I get to play as not only Sonic, and I get to, like, utilize these different movesets. It's fun to try to, like, you know, like, get all your levels up and, like, complete the stage. And, like, again, there's, like, not necessarily different paths you can take, but, like, it is more open than just, like, SA2 is, where, like, just now I tried to take the upper path and I fell down, so now I'm taking the bottom path. You kind of end up in the same place, and it's not a very long pathway, but there is, like, kind of freedom. I would say it's less freedom and more just kind of like you're being penalized for not getting, like, not landing the right trick, or, like, I guess just not getting where you're supposed to go. But I like that. It makes it feel more open-ended. It gives you kind of the feeling of, like, freedom to do what you want. Yeah, bro, Sonic Heroes, this game's fucking iconic. What more do you want, man? Like, yo, Seaside Hill, it's one of the greats, and that's why it's here, man. I am the representative of all things Sonic, and my opinion is the only opinion. So, like, obviously this is one of the best levels, you know?
All right. Knuckles, we're counting on you.
I am well aware that this is just a remake of Rail Canyon from Sonic Adventure 2, one of Shadow's levels, but this game has better music, and as I mentioned before, I hate the grinding mechanic in SA2, because the balancing just kind of, like, it just, like, obviously, I know how to, like, I've mastered the balance at this point, but it's just so extra. I just want to speed down the rail. And also, like I said, boost goes hella hard. I like this level a lot because I really wanted to like Rail Canyon, and just with how bad the grinding mechanics are in SA2, I didn't really like it. And also, there's all these extra cuts. I couldn't tell you if these cuts were in the original one because I never played Rail Canyon enough times to really know. But, bro, this is sick. Like, look at this right here. Well, bam, 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 boom, hopping across. I would just like to point out that my gold record on this was, like, on speedrun.com at one point. Like, I love Sonic Frontiers so much, and, like, the Green Hill skin on this zone just looks so fucking cool. I also love the way that cyberspace looks. Like, I don't know, everything, it's just super cool to me, and I really like this level. So this is one of the higher up ones that I don't have too much to say about, but, like, bro, it's really good. it's really fucking good. What do you want me to say? 2-6, Sonic Frontiers, let's go. Playing this level for the first time was the moment I realized I fucked up as a kid. Man, Emerald Coast has to be one of the best levels of all time, and I honestly don't think there's going to be a lot of people who argue with me. Maybe placement, but, like, man, this level is just so amazing. And I'm so blown away that they chose to do Speed Highway in Sonic Generations instead of Emerald Coast. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Speed Highway, it made the list, but, like, this is just so insane. Also, fun little fact about me, my favorite animal are orcas. And look at this. Look at Tillicombe right there, just slaying it. Look at Kiska just behind us, Shamu just tearing it up. Bro, Emerald Coast, like, I remember my first time playing through this level, and I was just like, man, why did the internet not be in the palm of my hands when I was younger, so I could just look this up and see, like, it's that easy. Just walk to the side of the pool and get this, because, man, I have lost time not playing this, man. Like, this level's just so good. Like, look at this wall run thing. Dude, the aesthetic of this level, I think the water is done so well, and then just, like, the beat, like, bro, just watching my gameplay of this is, like, making me feel something. Like, I just think it looks so good. Like, the aesthetics alone, like, top notch. The music, like, stop. Like, this is just so good. I really am mad at myself that I didn't play this, because I've had this game like since I was like 10 or 11 years old, and only just playing it for the first time last year, I was like, man, like, I really see what the hype about this game was, because I'd always like watch videos about it and hear people talk about Emerald Coast or whatever, and like I don't know, man, it never clicked. And I do want to point out they did remake this level in Sonic Generations for the 3DS, but we need a 3D remake of this. I'm hoping in Sonic X Shadow Generations we get that, because god damn, I love this level. This is where it gets serious. My top 5 favorite levels. Chunon from Sonic Unleashed. Like, bro. Sonic Unleashed, or rather, Sonic Unleashed. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Bro, this is top notch, one of the best Sonic games of all time. If not for Frontiers, this would probably be my favorite Sonic game. I know there's a lack of daytime stages, but they are so good and so replayable. Like, I have dropped so many hours into every single one of them, this one included, and this one goes so hard. The Chinese temple design is just so crazy. At one point you're gliding over the water from your speed, there's spears being shot at you, multiple different routes you can take. Fun story, so last Christmas I gave my Wii to my mom, and because I had gotten another one, and my save was on her Wii, and I didn't want to start a new save. So I decided I'd wait to go see her again, and the next time I saw her, I'd transfer my save over. And while I was at her house, I was like, well, I'm gonna play some Sonic Unleashed. So I was playing, and I discovered a new route on this level. And not only this level, but I discovered new routes through playing. And I was like, damn, I thought I had done everything. I have like fucking 500 hours in this game. Like, I thought there was everything to see, but no, I still discovered brand new things, and it was just mind-boggling to me, and so much fun, because then I was like, well, is there anything else that I have? Because I've never looked up anything, especially with this game, I never looked anything up. I just played it and learned all the routes myself, which probably aided to how much I like it and why I like it so much. But damn, this game and this level are just so fucking good. Like, like all the obstacles, the switching, like if you don't go fast enough, you hit that wall and it kills all your momentum. Getting the S ranks is just so much fun, and like I said, even like getting a B or an A when you're learning a new route, like, still feels rewarding. And then just trying to take that route, or even if you like try to figure out how you got back to it again, because sometimes they're not always the easiest to get into. The controls aren't like the greatest things in the world. And like I have such a deep spot in my heart for the Sonic Unleashed levels. Like, they are just so insane. And like right here, you're gonna see this beach beside me. You can go up that beach, and there's a whole different path. You can take the water to the end here. Man, Chunon, number 5. This game goes hard. This level goes hard. I love it.
Piece of cake.
I'll come out and say it right now. My favorite level in Sonic Unleashed is Rooftop Run. So this right here made me bust a load in my pants. I was ecstatic to see a Rooftop Run remake in such fucking glory. Like, bro, this does everything Rooftop Run did, and then just adds, like the music was so, like, it was just everything so good. I love this level. Like, Rooftop Run from Sonic Generations, like, I have probably spent, I got this game, like, because I played the 3DS one, and it was really good, but I was like, you know what, I want to play the HD version on console, so I got it, and I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was going to be the same levels from the 3DS one, and I was wrong. And I'm so happy I was, because seeing this level, like, legitimately, like, brought me such joy. Like, I felt giddy like a kid. Like, it was like, oh my god, I get to play this again, but, like, for the first time. And they did such a good job. I love the added aesthetics, and I know it's more similar in look to the HD version, but again, I never played the HD version of Unleashed, so, again, like, super great for me. Just because it's like they added all this stuff, and this running up the building part that they added here. The trick system, boosting, like actual normal boost, because in Unleashed the boost it's handled differently. But I just, man, I've run through this level so many times, and it was brought me so much joy. I've been in horrible moods, and I've just played this level, and it's made me feel better. Sonic is kind of like my go-to drug when I want to feel better, but like, this is one of the best levels to ever fucking do it. And I know a lot of people hold Sonic Generations in high regard as one of the best Sonic games, if not the best Sonic game, and levels like this is why. One thing I'll say about this level is it doesn't have the multiple routes thing that I normally like in a Sonic level, but that's okay because it's done so perfectly, and it does have the multiple approach. Like you're gonna see right here, I just boost off to the end because you'll automatically hit this grind rail, and it's like little things that I'm so stoked for Sonic X Shadow Generations, because if they add anything to Sonic, that's going to be so great, right? Like, and obviously we're getting Shadow. If they add anything to the Sonic levels, that's going to be amazing. But if they don't, I'm going to get this again. And this was amazing. Like, I'm so there. Man, number 4, Rooftop Run, Sonic Generations. Best level in Sonic Generations. It is what it is, man. I love this level. We're getting passionate with this shit now. This is where my autism is showing. I want you to watch very closely. Right here. That was the very first homing dash I learned how to do. And I learned how to skip over basically the entire first part of the stage. Now, for this gameplay, I tried not to homing dash too much because I needed time to talk about it. But this is in my top 3 favorite Sonic levels solely because of that. The homing dash is a cut, like, this is programmed into Sonic Frontiers. I don't even really consider it like a normal cut like you would use in SA2 or SA1 because Sega wanted you to use this. Like, they specifically, like, made a video explaining how to do and perform the homing dash, and basically it's you hone onto an enemy, you use the homing attack, and then immediately at the same time hold the direction and dash out of it, and you'll maintain the speed momentum from both and launch yourself. And if used properly, and you know, and you've played the level enough and you know where things are, you can use it to just skip, in some cases, the whole level. Like, I have 14 seconds on a level because I just immediately skip to the end. And this level is the very first level that I learned how to use it on. A lot of people used 1-1, but I decided, no, I'm going to use 3-1. And that is the main reason it's here, because I love this game, and I love that mechanic, and I had so much fun, and this is probably the level I have spent the most time in Sonic Frontiers. And just so we're clear, I have a much better record than this. I would have thought that if there was going to be one of the 2D games on this far into the list, it would have been Sonic Advance 2. But the reality is, this level is probably why I make EDM music. I had this song on my MP3 player as a kid, and just I love everything about it. There's 3 acts to this stage, 1, 2, and 3 of Sunset Hill, and I had never played Green Hill before, so I didn't even know it was a remix of that. But on top of just how amazing the soundtrack of this is, look at the aesthetic of this. The sunset, the wood, like, it makes me, bro, as a kid, like, this was my escape. This is where I went to. Like, this This level is why I spent so much time in Sonic Advance 3, because, bro, this is amazing. And I'm almost at a loss for words, because I didn't expect it to be this high, but I recorded about 40 levels that were my favorite from all the different Sonic games. And through playing this, and like I put what might be in my top 10, and this was in there, and I went through and played them all, and I got lost playing this level alone for like 2 hours. I am in love with Sunset Hill. Every time I play it, it like reignites something inside of me, even more than Leaf Forest does. And Leaf Forest was the very first Sonic level I ever played, but this one, there's just something about Sunset Hill that just fucking warms the shit out of my heart. I recently, because like I said, I'm recording this on my Wii U. I recently went to my local game store that my friend works at, and they had a copy of Sonic Advance 3 for the Game Boy Advance, and I bought it, and he let me like play at the store, and I just kind of got caught up because I immediately loaded it up and went to this level, and just playing it on a Game Boy for the first time in years just felt so, I don't even know how to put words to it. I fucking am in love with this level. There is a gameplay element to it. I think it's so much fun. Like, I could talk about the bungee cords. Oh, look at that, you're about to see one. The bungee cords, the fact that grinding isn't broken in this game, so you can actually hit the rails properly. Like the partner system that helps you like go through. Like, I just love the back and forth. There's multiple layers, so there's multiple ways to finish and play the level. But man, Sunset Hill this is a fucking masterpiece of a Sonic level, and I really hope that, I doubt it will ever happen, but I really do hope that at some point we get a new game like this with the pixel art and going back to this style. And I know you could say, okay, we got Sonic Mania, but like, I want this. Like, this, please. More of this, please. I like this. Sunset Hill, number 2 on the list, because this is a fucking absolute masterpiece and makes my heart smile. So, this is the best level in all of Sonic history ever. Sunset Hill has my heart feeling, but this is truly my favorite level of all time in Sonic. I have vivid memories of sitting down and learning every single cut, every single route, every single optimization I could make. And like I said, I've never looked anything up for this game, so everything I found on my own. And man, Rooftop Run this is the best Sonic has ever been. This is absolutely fucking peak. It's so crazy too, because when it transitions to 2D, I don't even really notice, because a lot of times they'll transition to 2D and it's like, okay, we're adding platforming or whatever, but in this level, when you platform to 2D, I'm sorry, I'm gonna point it out right here. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Bam, turn. I caught that one time, and I was like, okay, gotta go back and redo this 17 times now to optimize that one. But when you transition to 2D, in this level, it doesn't feel like you're playing in 2D. It feels like they had to do that, not because of limitations or whatever, but because they wanted to add these obstacles that weren't quite possible in 3D, and it's so much fun, like the way that they do it. Like, there's gonna be a part where I purposely slow down so that I can honing attack into the enemy and then perfectly boost into this ring. And it's very easy to miss that ring, but hitting it takes you through a QT, a quick time event, and like right here you'll see. So I do the wall jump, and then I go here, and you see I'm going slow, and then I do a double homing attack into this ring, which sets me up into a quick time event, which then sets me to a whole nother part of the track. And it's like, bro, these type of things here, like, I don't even feel like I'm playing in 2D necessarily. I just feel like this is like a cool part of the level that I've explored, as into where other Sonic levels, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm sure it's the same thing, but it was just done so masterfully here. This is my favorite Sonic level of all time, and I hope that this gets a remaster. Like, I've heard rumors of, okay, they're gonna remaster Unleashed, which I don't think they'll ever actually do, because then they'd have to do Werehog, and they don't want to hear that bullshit. But, like, this version of the level in Sonic Unleashed is just quite possibly the best thing. If you've never played this, if I could recommend to you anything, it would be this. And to end this out, I just want to point out that I set an all-time new record personal best for this run, for this video. So, look at that, new record. I love this fucking game. Fuck yeah.
So there it is. My autism condensed into one little over an hour-long video of my top 25 favorite Sonic levels. I actually have so much passion for this series, it's ridiculous. I love Sonic and the games and the movies, and I even have the comics because I love this shit so goddamn much. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched this far, if you're still watching, I'm not gonna ask you to like the video or subscribe to my channel. What I am gonna ask you to do is check out my Spotify, because I make music, and that's like my main source of income and the thing I'm most passionate about. This video stuff, it's kind of just like a side project thing I do. I like passion shit. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hella appreciate you. Gotta go fast.